And that's not the only thing going this weekend. We've got big league baseball as well. The Rangers and the Astros are bringing big league weekend back to the Alamo Dome. Over 75,000 fans saw 2 exhibition games between the Rangers and Padres last year. Now it's the 2 Texas teams, both kind of fighting for San Antonio's loyalty. And recently I got a chance to sit down and talk with that guy, Nolan Ryan, Big Tex himself. It's an exclusive with Nolan Ryan.
He is
that whistle blowing, it's breaking all the rules. A live locomotive passing every test. We're talking about the Nolan Ryan Express.
You've had, of course, affiliations with both organizations, so you could probably enlighten us a little bit about how each organization seeds the San Antonio market as far as a fan base.
Well, I think in the past, Houston felt like that was pretty much their fan base overall, and now, you know, with the success the Rangers had on the field and some of the issues with the Astros, I think that the Rangers made some inroads into San Antonio, and so I really think that there's probably a community that's more divided as far as where their allegiance are, and so I know the Astros would like to recapture some of that fan base that they had here, and I think them coming into San Antonio for these exhibition games is a good opportunity.
We will be back to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Were you excited about the way it all went down last year? I know there were some concerns about the configuration of the Alamo Dome and some of the baseball details about the building. But it seemed like fans came and everybody had a great time.
Yeah, I think the fans did, and I think that obviously for baseball for the first time in the Alamo Dome, there were some unknowns there, but I think when we walked away from that weekend, I think we felt like there's some things we could do better, and there was a lot of things we were very pleased with. And one of the things was the support that we got from the community, and so we felt really good about that, and so we're looking forward to this year and try to tweak it a little bit and make it even a better event.
I know this year you're affiliated with the Astros instead of the Rangers. That was made official just not too long ago. Tell me about your outlook of being able to work with your son. That's got to be a thrill.
Well, obviously my role with the Astros will be different than what my role with the Rangers was, and obviously one of the attractions of going back to Houston was to be associated with Reed in that arena and be able to be available if Reed feels like I can assist him in some way. And so really I'm going in more as a consultant where if there's a need, then they'll ask me maybe to work on projects or whatever it might be.
All right, you got to help us here in San Antonio. For a year, San Antonio's been struggling with the Spurs giving away Game 6 in Miami.
Bosh, back out to Allen, his three-pointer, bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining!
Up 5 with 28 seconds. No one can get over it. The Rangers were in a similar position, 1 strike away twice.
Into right, well hit. Back at the wall. Freeze hits it in the air to center. We will see you tomorrow night.
Does it ever get any better for San Antonians, or is there no light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, you know, I think that they'll overcome that, maybe it'll be this year, who knows. But to get into that position and it get away from you, it's a bitter pill to swallow, and to let the World Championship slip out of your hands like that, that's part of sports, and you have to learn to deal with that.
Tim Duncan says he thinks he'll think about it probably every day for the rest of his life. I don't know if that's true, but is it something that you think about quite often?
Well, you know, it's like our in-game announcer Chuck Morgan says. He says that he's still killing the Cardinals in his backyard, so he hadn't gotten over it.
Talking about the Nolan Ryan Express.
You've obviously were with a bunch of different franchises and had huge milestone career moments at each. And I just found it interesting because my intern asked me last night in the sports department, what do you think the greatest Nolan Ryan moment is? And I said probably 7th is no-hitter. He had a different one. So I know you've been asked this a million times, but is there anything singular that sticks out?
Well, you know, all of them have special meaning to me, and all of them came at different times in my development and my career. The 7th is always a highlight because it came so late in my career. But being on World Championship team, second year I was in the big leagues, was obviously a big event, and all those things were very important and very meaningful to me at different times in my career.
Now his was, he thought you might say taking Robin Ventura to the woodshed.
Here's Ventura, RBI single in the first. Watch out. Look at this.
You surprised you put him away that easily? All I know is I was on the bottom of the pile and it felt like their whole bench was laying on me.
Did you realize that you threw more punches and pitches than I did?
But I'm not a believer in fights because even the winners get hurt.
Oh, you know, it gets a lot of attention, and I find it interesting that thing took on a life of its own.
Talking about the Nolan Ryan way.
Our thanks to Big Tex. What a thrill that was for me. Here's the scoop. Games are Friday night, Saturday afternoon. For ticket information, you can go to the website, bigleagueweekend.com.